When should I use MB versus GB for file size measurements?
Hello and welcome to our video. Today, we'll be diving into the world of digital storage, specifically focusing on when to use megabytes, MB, versus gigabytes, GB, in the context of file size measurements. By the end of this video, you'll have a better grasp of these units of measurement and when it's appropriate to use one over the other.
What are MB and GB?
Before we get into when to use these units, let's first clarify what they are. In digital storage, we usually measure data in bytes. A megabyte, MB, and a gigabyte, GB, are just larger units of bytes, used to quantify digital information. 1 megabyte, MB, equals approximately 1 million byte. 1 gigabyte, GB, equals approximately 1 billion byte or 1000 megabytes.
When should I use MB?
Now that we know what MB and GB are, when should we use each one? You should use megabytes, MB, when discussing smaller files. This could be a document, a small video, a music file, or a low-resolution image. These files typically range in size from a few kilobytes, KB, to a few hundred megabytes, MB. For instance, if you're sending an email with a file attachment, you might find that the file size is measured in megabytes. That's because most email systems have a limit on the size of attachments, typically around 25 megabytes.
When should I use GB?
Gigabytes, GB, on the other hand, are used when dealing with larger files or storage capacities. Examples might include high-definition movies, large software applications, or video games. These could range from a few gigabytes to several hundreds of gigabytes in size. In addition, when you're purchasing a new hard drive, smartphone, or computer, the storage capacity is typically given in gigabytes or terabytes. 1000 GB equals 1 terabyte, TB. In summary, whether you use MB or GB largely depends on the size of the file or storage capacity you're dealing with. Megabytes are suitable for smaller files, while gigabytes are more suitable for larger files and storage capacities. We hope this video helped clear up any confusion you might have had about when to use MB versus GB for file size measurements. Thanks for watching.